All right, so taking the train home, and there's some problems with it, and it dumped me off at the Oregon Convention Center, which just happens to be where there is an ICE protest going on, hosted by SEIU. It looks like Local 49. So I'm gonna check it out, take some videos and some photos, and we'll see how it goes. All right, making some friends. I ran into an electrician from Local 48. Shout out IBEW 48. And I also ran into one of my Facebook friends, one of my new besties, Barbara Bird. Nice to see you.
When an attack is against one of us, it's against
all of us.
I'm so inspired to see so many people out here on a hot afternoon, ready to come together with union workers, with immigrants, to say enough is enough. No more ICE raids. No more weaponizing the government and violence in our communities.
Somos emigrantes, no somos criminales.
I want to start my comments by telling you a little bit about David Huerta. David is the president of SEIU in California, where we represent 750,000 members. He is a longtime leader of the Justice for Janitors movement and has spent decades working to improve the lives of janitors, of security officers, and of airport workers alike. He is a husband, he is a father, he is a citizen, and he is a die-hard LA Dodgers supporter. And the other thing I would say about David is he makes us all incredibly proud. You know, you've all heard what happened to David. When he heard that there was a raid going on at a warehouse in LA, he dropped everything and went to that warehouse to bear witness. Because he, like all of us, was unwilling to remain silent in the face of the Trump administration's abuse of its power, its use of its power to separate families, to tear apart communities, and to devastate the lives of hardworking immigrants who contribute to our economy every single day of every single year. 3 hours ago, David was released from prison. He is still facing felony charges that could carry a sentence as high as 6 years in prison. And I want to share with you a message that David shared with us through his wife, who visited him in jail on Friday evening. And he said, "Thank you for the support, but please remember, this fight is not about me. This fight is about all of us. Make it about the 44 immigrant warehouse workers who were detained by ICE at that warehouse Friday afternoon and now face likely deportation. Remember that it's about the future of our democracy, because you know the stakes really are that high." And you know, David was right. What happened to him was far more than about an attack on one union leader. It was an attack on all of us who speak out when we see injustice. It's an attack on everything that our union stands for, on our unity, on our solidarity. And since Friday, the Trump administration has doubled down in a dramatic escalation by calling in the National Guard. And this is the first time since 1965 that a president has called in the National Guard without a request from the governor of the state that the Guard are being called to. And so let's call this what it is. It is a desperate attempt by Donald Trump to use the power of government to politically persecute anyone who has the courage to stand up and disagree with him. For union members, this is a clarion cry, because more than anything, as union members, we understand the power of solidarity. Renato said it well. We know that the exploitation of any group of people imperils all of us, and we will never stand silent in the face of that exploitation. Now, we have a tough fight ahead of us, but I am completely convinced that if we join together, if we organize, if we stand up, and if we fight back, that we will prevail. ¿Se puede? Sí se puede. ¿Se puede? Sí se puede. ¿Se puede? Sí se puede. Thank you very much.
Hey, my name is John Earl, and I'm the president of SEIU 503. We represent over 72,000 workers in this state, and they all matter, just like all immigrants matter. The last time the President of the United States deployed a National Guard against a governor was in 1965, against a bigot by the name of George Wallace. We ain't going back! No. We're not going back! We're not going back! We're not going back! Today, the National Guard and U.S. Marines are on the streets of L.A. to protect federal buildings and terrorize people of color. Wrong! Shame! Are you going to stand for that? No! We're here in solidarity with David Huerta and others who have been unjustly detained by the Trump administration. Just last week, SEIU members from Oregon and Washington went out to ICE Detention Center protesting for the release of some unjust held immigrants. ICE went after David because he spoke out. But the labor movement will not put up with punishing people for fighting for all. That is not a crime. It is a moral duty. David, like me, is a man of color, a union president, fighting for justice for all. That could be me. That could be you. But they want us to be afraid. They want us to be silent. But guess what? I'm standing here right now. I'm not afraid. We won't be silent. What are you going to do when union leaders are under attack? Stand up. What are you going to do when immigrants are under attack? Stand up. What are you going to do when democracy is under attack? Stand up. Thank you.
Workers and union members representing over 300,000 working people standing side by side with immigrant workers in this moment. And when the working class is under attack, what do? Stand up!